This is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
It's primary day in 8 states across the country, including right here in Mississippi. News Channel 12 has crews on the ground covering key races across the state.
I'm here at the Raymond Detention Center where the U.S. Department of Justice is launching an investigation. I'm News Channel 12's Mallory Pullen getting you answers as to why.
And less rain means more sunshine and hotter weather. You'll see a steamy 8-day forecast coming up.
First, a quick reminder, watch our newscast streaming live on WJTV.com and download the WJTV mobile news app. Good evening, everyone. I'm Melanie Christopher. Thanks for being with us tonight. It's primary day in 8 states across the country, but the one in Mississippi is drawing national attention. 36-year Senate veteran Thad Cochran is defending his seat in the highly contested race against Tea Party-backed candidate Chris McDaniel. He's a state senator here in Mississippi. Both candidates have engaged in their fair share of mudslinging against the other. Let's toss things over to Byron Brown now for the latest on campaign 2014. Byron?
Well, that's right, Melanie. News Channel 12 is covering key races across the state when we find Jacob Kittleset in Hattiesburg at Chris McDaniel's election night party. And Jacob, how are things going down there?
Daniel is wrapping up the tail end of a 25-town tour, visiting with Mississippi voters heading out to the polls. And then after that, he's heading to the Lake Terrace Convention Complex to party out here with us. So McDaniel's staff is saying right now, and in the last week or two, it's clear more pressure and focus has been put on this race by the national media. It's been described as a last stand for the Tea Party this election cycle. The movement's failed to pick up any other key wins, but staff is not deterred.
You know, it is a national level race. I don't think there's any question about that. But, you know, we're confident that the conservative voters in Mississippi are going to, you know, follow their gut and do what's right and send a conservative to Washington, D.C.
And we are hearing that the 41-year-old candidate is currently en route to Hattiesburg after wrapping up the last of his meetings in Jackson and Madison. For now, in Forest County, Jacob Kittleset, WJTV News Channel 12.
All right, thanks, Jacob. And let's check in now with News Channel 12's Ross Adams, who's at Senator Thad Cochran's election night party. That's at the Hilton on County Line Road. And Ross, what's the situation there?
Well, Byron, I can tell you that after 41 years in the U.S. Senate, Thad Cochran has never had to fight so hard to keep his seat. Who will come out on top in this nasty political fight is anyone's guess. Republicans inside and outside the Cochran campaign tell us that it will all come down to turnout. Whichever team can get their voters to the polls will be victorious in what is expected to be a very close race. Perhaps that is why the 76-year-old veteran Cochran was not relaxing on this election day, but campaigning in DeSoto County. The fact that he spent election day campaigning, what does that say?
Well, he's interested in finishing the election the right way. He's working hard up to the very last moment, encouraging people to vote, and we've gotten a great response. We've been all over the state the last couple of weeks on the bus, working hard and, you know, getting his message out there, and it's been a good experience.
And once the polls close at 7, we are told that Cochran and his supporters will eventually make their way to the ballroom here at the Hilton Hotel on County Line Road. I can tell you, again, this race will be in the national spotlight tonight. All 3 of the major cable news networks are here in Jackson tonight, so Mississippi, again, will be the focus of the national attention tonight as this very nasty race comes to a close. For now, we're live in Hinds County. Ross Adams, WJTV, News Channel 12.
All right, thanks, Ross. And of course, we'll have results of that all throughout the night. Now let's toss things over back to Melanie for more coverage of campaign 2014. Melanie.
Thank you, Byron. And there are several candidates running in the Democratic Senate primary. 2 of those candidates are former Congressman Travis Childers and Bill Marcy, a former police officer and Republican nominee for the 2nd Congressional District in 2010 and 2012. Today, we got a chance to speak with them.
I think I'm the candidate who will stand up for middle class and the working people of Mississippi and working families in Mississippi who seem to have been forgotten by Washington's inability to get anything done.
I come from not only a law enforcement background, but I also come from a business background. And I come from a people background. And what we need to do is make sure that the people are served here.
Two others are running in the Democratic Senate primary: William Compton Jr., who was a candidate for the governor of Mississippi in both 2007 and 2011, and Jonathan Rahm. News Channel 12 will have continuing live team coverage of campaign 2014 as election results come in. They'll be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We'll also have those results at WJTV.com and on our social media sites, Facebook and Twitter. Now, a look at first weather with Chief Meteorologist Ken South.
On this election day in Mississippi, we did see some rain developing out there, but just spotty showers mainly over the southern part of the state, from the Pine Belt moving over towards places like Macomb and Magnolia. We do have one shower in Simpson County. It is now just to the west of McGee, pretty close to Georgetown, and this is moving over towards the Pearl River. Nothing, though, in the metro. So it looks like dry conditions for us today, second straight day with no measurable rainfall, and I think we're going to see more of those as this high pressure begins to move in and really take control of our weather for this week. So overnight, it will be quiet, partly cloudy, still warm and muggy, temperatures in the low 70s by first thing in the morning. And we're expected to be in the 90s for highs for the rest of this week. You'll see that 8-day forecast coming up in 6 minutes.
For weather on the go, download our free Storm Team 12 weather app to get the forecast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, a bereaved family and MDOT come to a compromise to move a memorial from the side of Highway 18. Earlier today, we caught MDOT crews moving the memorial for Josh Harden. Harden was killed in a car accident in March by an alleged drunk driver. His family was on Highway 18 near TV Road as MDOT placed the memorial near a wooded area. Officials tell us it's illegal to have memorials on the right-of-ways.
Jackson is joining other cities in the state by passing a resolution recognizing lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community. The anti-discrimination resolution passed 3-1 in the city council today, with 2 council members absent and Councilwoman Stokes voting against it. The purpose of the resolution is to recognize the dignity and worth of all residents. 6 other cities in the state passed similar measures.
If you live in Rankin County, the Barnett Reservoir Foundation is hoping to get your signature. If you live in Rankin County, as we said, tomorrow they'll be holding a drive-through and sign event at Lakeshore Park from noon to 8 p.m. They're collecting signatures for a petition from people who live on the Pearl River Valley Water Supply District. It's something supporters say will help economic growth in the area.
It'd be good for economic development. It'd bring some nice restaurants to this side of the reservoir so we can have liquor by the drink.
Now, Barry says they've already gotten 700 signatures so far, but they need 2,000 total. Again, if you want to sign the petition, go to the Lakeshore Park entrance between noon and 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Well, Entergy customers can expect a temporary spike in their power bill soon. The power company says that they will raise prices by about 5% from July through December due to an increase in natural gas costs. Entergy says that customers will pay about $5 more than their bill from the beginning of the year. They still point out that their prices are lower than the national average. Entergy says that the unusually cold winter and high usage led to the increase in natural gas prices.
Still to come on News Channel 12 at 6. A new K-9 unit will now make unannounced visits at 4 Mississippi correctional facilities around the state in an effort to crack down on contraband.
And how would you like to go swimming with this guy? A Gulfport family finds an unexpected guest in their swimming pool. But first, a look at your forecast with Ken.
Yeah, Gator is probably trying to cool off. It's getting hot out there. Temperatures today close to 90 degrees, and I think for the rest of this week, we will be in the 90s. A hot 8-day forecast is coming up next. You're watching WJTV, News Channel 12 at 6.
And now your Storm Team 12 weather forecast with meteorologist Ken South.
Well, the heating of the day, we are seeing some spotty showers out there, but most of these on Live IMAX 12 are well to the south of the capital city. The closest rain in Simpson County. We do have better coverage a little bit farther to the south over parts of the Pine Belt. Let's get you a little bit closer to home. Everything here is actually moving from east to west. So this is approaching the Pearl River, the Georgetown area, back over towards Hazelhurst and Copiah County. If you look very closely, there is just a very small shower here in southern Rankin County, south of Pearl and Richland and Brandon. We'll see very little it looks like, for the rest of this evening in the metro, because once the sun goes down, these storms are going to lose their energy, most of them dying away. That will leave us with partly cloudy skies during the overnight hours, and eventually this high pressure across the southern tier of states will take control, and that's going to mean even less in the way of rain, more sunshine, and hotter weather. Right now in Jackson, well, we've got a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 80s. The high today was 88. We're down a couple of degrees to 86, but look at that dew point. That's very high. It's 71. The relative humidity is at 61%. We've got a southeasterly breeze, so even though we're going to see less of a chance of rain, that humidity is not going to go anywhere. It'll stay high over the next several days. Now, during the overnight hours tonight, again, partly cloudy skies. Your temperatures dropping into the 70s. I think we'll be in the low 70s by first thing tomorrow morning. In the afternoon tomorrow, though, it's going to be a little bit hotter with the extra sunshine. That's going to push those temperatures up a few more degrees, and I think we're going to crack that 90-degree mark in most places in central Mississippi. So here's your high pressure really taking control, nudging in from the west. We'll watch the tropics too. We could have some action in the extreme southern Gulf of Mexico by early next week. In the near term, though, just hot, humid weather. Your high temperature tomorrow at 91 degrees. Let's check out the next 3 days. And well, we don't see much rain here, but plenty of warm weather. Temperatures stay in the low 90s over the weekend as we see a stray shower possible.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. The federal government says it will investigate 2 Hinds County jails.
Well, the city of prisoners were protected from violence from other inmates and staff members. News Channel 12's Mallory Pullen is joining us now live from the Hinds County Detention Center in Raymond with more as we investigate what this all means for the 2 jails. Mallory.
Yes, Byron, this is an investigation to see if inmates at the Raymond and Jackson detention centers are safe. And also, we've had multiple jail disturbances here and 1 inmate death so far this year. And so the U.S. Department of Justice is stepping in.
There's potential danger for anybody that enters that building.
Danger for inmates and danger for workers. The Raymond Detention Facility has a history of violent, deadly jail disturbances, leading the U.S. Department of Justice to launch an investigation.
Of course, we embrace it, just like we've embraced the past investigations.
Lewis hopes this investigation will help shed light on his concerns for the jail.
Their concerns are the same as ours: maintenance, safety of the inmates as well as the employees, and the overall care of the inmates, as well as the upkeep of the facility itself.
Lewis says he believes the faltering structure of the building is one reason for the disturbances at the jail. In March, Marquise Bennett was stabbed to death at the Raymond Detention Center. In 2012, one of the 3 pods at the Raymond jail were destroyed by inmates after a 10-hour disturbance.
The condition of our facility that has been a headache or a nuisance to this county for about 20 years.
But was it the condition of the facility that caused detention officers to beat detainee Charles Johnson in 2011? This happened under former Sheriff Malcolm McMillan's administration. There is now a federal lawsuit against the sheriff, the sheriff's department, and employees, something Sheriff Lewis would not comment on. But it raises the question that the DOJ is hoping to answer. Are inmates safe at Raymond?
Do you think your staff has ever used too much force against inmates?
Well, again, we have some investigations that are ongoing that we have not completed, nor have the state completed. So we do have policies and procedures in place for our employees to follow. And we do have training in place.
Can someone talk to me? What's going on?
Be following as well. So until we get those reports back or those investigations are completed, then it's very hard for me to say that there have been some violations committed.
And Sheriff Lewis says he is not sure how long this investigation will last. But coming up on News Channel 12 at 10, we will hear from one Hinds County Board of Supervisors on what he thinks about this investigation. But for now, live in Hinds County, Mallory Pullen, News Channel 12.
All right, thank you, Mallory. And once again, we will continue to follow this story and bring you more as it becomes available. For the latest, visit the WJTV Facebook and Twitter pages and our website, WJTV.com. And we'll be right back.
This is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
From cell phones to drugs to weapons, contraband is a dangerous problem at prisons across America.
Well, Management and Training Corporation has launched a K-9 unit to make unannounced visits at its 4 Mississippi correctional facilities, including the one in Walnut Grove. Well, that's first in our stories that we're covering across Mississippi tonight. Well, the unit features a pair of highly trained German Shepherds. They will search cells, the laundry, and even the mailroom. The dogs have already sniffed out enough marijuana to land 2 people under arrest. A Gulfport family recently had an unwanted visit in their pool. That's their swimming pool. Check it out.
On Monday morning, they discovered a 5-foot alligator splashing around. The gator then climbed down and started sunning itself. The homeowner called the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks, and after a couple of tense hours, they were able to pluck the gator from the pool. Now, they took the reptile to an undisclosed location. Alligators frequently do show up in neighborhoods after heavy rains. It's also alligator mating season, which can cause those males to wander. And now, a first look at sports with TJ.
Well, for the second straight year, an Ole Miss player is up for a national award. Plus, it's uniform fitting day for Special Olympic athletes from around the state. We'll go to Madison to meet some of those athletes next.
This is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
For the second year in a row, an Ole Miss catcher is in contention for the national award, recognizing the best catcher in the country. This year, it's Will Allen. Allen, a senior from Gainesville, Florida, is one of 3 finalists for the Johnny Bench Award. Last year, teammate Stuart Turner was the winner. This season, Allen is hitting a team-best .351 with 7 homers and 59 RBI. He scored the game-winning run Monday against Washington, clinched the Rebels spot in the Super Regionals against Louisiana. Now, when it comes to that Super Regional against the Raging Cajuns in Lafayette this weekend, here's the schedule released today. The Rebels will play a best-of-3 series with Louisiana beginning Saturday at 7. Sunday's game 2 is at 8, and Monday, if necessary, game 3 is at 6. All games will be shown on ESPN2. Well, in a little over a week, Special Olympics athletes from all over Mississippi will leave for the national games in New Jersey. But before they can go, they needed to come to Madison to pick up their uniforms.
Your athlete that's in track and field.
Today is uniform fitting day at the Special Olympics office in Madison.
Yeah, it's a little hectic. We're trying to try them on, make sure everything fit.
Terry Chenal is the Mississippi Special Olympics Program Director. He began working with the organization as a college volunteer in 1978.
I love to watch them grow and develop, and watch their personalities, everything about them just grow. Not only just the sporting events, but what it does for their self-esteem.
Those are just right for track. Okay.
Athletes from all over the state were checking in and getting their gear before the games begin June 14th in New Jersey.
Who's the strongest one in here?
Me.
Ben Mangum is one of the 49 athletes representing Mississippi this year.
I want to do my best and win the gold. I want to do what I got to do for this team.
His sport, along with teammate Pat Chapman, is bocce.
I did this because I want to be in the Special Olympics. I love my sports. I do what they asked me to do. This is what I need to do. This is what I love sports.
Ben and Pat,
Let me see your game face.
Game play, Pat. Game play.
Are both from Oxford. Today, the 2 Ole Miss fans and good friends
We go to an Ole Miss football game. Yep. Football, basketball, and baseball.
are showing us the basics of bocce in the yard in front of the office.
Get out here.
And even though they're aiming to knock off the competition, they hit the purpose of all of this out of the park.
I like how I compete against people and get to make friends and stuff.
What a lovely story.
Thanks. Yeah, Ben and Pat are huge Ole Miss baseball fans, as they know, so they're pretty excited about the Rebels right now.
I bet they are.
They're getting pretty close to that College
All
World
right,
Series.
we wish them all good luck in New Jersey.
Absolutely.
And we'll be right back.
This is WJTV News Channel 12 at 6.
It's just going to be hot and humid over the next 3 days. As we get into the weekend, we add in a stray shower Saturday and Sunday into early next week.
And coming up tonight at 10, News Channel 12 will have continuing live team coverage of Campaign 2014 as election results come in. They'll be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We'll also have those results at WJTV.com and on our social media sites. Facebook, and Twitter. And we thank you so much for watching News Channel 12 tonight at 6.
All right, we'll see you throughout the night with updates on the election coverage. Until then, everybody, make it a good night.